All right, let's talk about a word you hear everywhere these days: innovation. It's one of those buzzwords that gets thrown around so much, it can kind of lose its meaning. So, is it just some random flash of genius that strikes out of nowhere? Or is it something you can actually build, manage, and really make happen? We're going to find out what it really takes to create a breakthrough. So, I want to kick things off with a question for you. Think back. Think about some of the biggest, most dominant companies from the last couple of decades. The ones that felt completely untouchable. Where are they now? Let's take a quick look at a few of these fallen giants. Remember Kodak? In the 80s, they were absolutely everywhere. Their cameras, their film, they were basically capturing every single important moment in our lives. They weren't just selling cameras, they were selling memories. Seemed like they'd be on top forever. Or what about Blockbuster? Oh man. In the 2000s, Friday night pretty much meant a trip to Blockbuster, right? They had a store on what felt like every street corner. They were, without a doubt, the king of renting movies at home. And Motorola. In the 90s, they were the mobile phone. They were true pioneers in that space. But just like the others, their reign at the top, well, it didn't last. So the stories of Kodak, Blockbuster, Motorola, they all point to this one really powerful and frankly unavoidable truth in business today. You either innovate or you risk disappearing. It really doesn't matter how big you are or how successful you are right now. And this table just lays it all out crystal clear. Look at Kodak, dominating with film, only to be completely replaced by digital cameras. Blockbuster, the king of rentals, famously taken down by Netflix and streaming. And the entire taxi industry, totally turned upside down by Uber and ride-sharing. The big takeaway here? No industry is safe from this. Okay, so we've seen the scary side, right? The risk of not innovating. But let's flip that coin. What about the upside? What are the actual, tangible rewards for the companies that get this right? Well, it turns out there are 4 huge advantages, or what we can call innovation premiums. Let's start with the most direct one: money. The data is just incredibly clear on this. Companies that really make innovation a priority consistently, and I mean consistently, deliver way better returns to their shareholders. We're not talking about a tiny bump here. It's a massive financial advantage that just fuels more and more growth. But hey, it's not just about the stock price. Innovators also build much stronger brands, which lets them charge more for their products. They become the partners that everyone wants to work with: suppliers, distributors, you name it. And maybe most importantly, the smartest, most talented people all want to come work for them. It creates this amazing, self-reinforcing cycle of success. Okay, so we all agree innovation is absolutely critical. But to actually do it, we have to be on the same page about what it even is. Honestly, it's one of the most misunderstood ideas in business, so let's get a really sharp, clear definition. Here we go. Business innovation is the creation and the capture of new value in new ways. Now look closely at that. There are 2 parts, and they are both absolutely essential. You have to create something new, of course, but you also have to figure out how to capture the value from it. This slide makes that distinction perfectly. An invention? That's just a great idea, a brilliant concept. But an innovation is a great idea that actually captures value, whether that's through profits or saving costs or gaining some kind of strategic edge. And this quote just nails it. If you can't capture the value from your idea, you haven't innovated. You've simply invented something. It's a subtle difference, but it is an absolutely critical one for any business to understand. So, how do we get there? How do we move from just having cool ideas to creating real breakthroughs that capture real value? Well, the good news is it's not magic. There's actually a formula, a framework with 4 key components that successful innovators almost always use. So here they are, the 4 components. Number 1, you leverage powerful trends. Number 2, you meet a fundamental human need. Number 3, you use a proven business model. And finally, number 4, you combine your capabilities in a totally unique way. Let's dig into each of these a little more. First up, breakthroughs almost always tap into what's already happening in the world. They ride the wave. Think about how Uber leveraged the always available trend of mobile internet, or how so many companies are tapping into the huge going green movement. When you align your idea with these big currents, you give it a massive tailwind. Next, the best innovations always solve a real, basic human need. We all want things that are customized just for us. We all want to feel safe and secure. And in this crazy complex world, who doesn't appreciate simplification? When you ground your idea in one of these core needs, like how the Nest thermostat just simplified controlling your home's temperature, it becomes instantly desirable.
Now, this one might actually surprise you. You don't always have to invent a brand new business model. In fact, many breakthroughs use models that are already proven to work. Like the pricey refillables model, think Gillette razors or HP printers, or the Intel Inside model, where one component becomes this trusted brand all on its own. The trick is just picking the right one for your idea.
And finally, we have the secret sauce. This is where you combine everything, your production, your product, your delivery, in a way that nobody else can easily copy. This is what really wows your customers and builds a competitive advantage that can actually last. So as we start to bring this all together, what's the big idea here? We've gone from these cautionary tales all the way to a clear, actionable framework. And the goal is to shift how we think about innovation, to move it from this mysterious, magical art form to something that's actually a discipline you can learn. So if you remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Innovation is not just about waiting for a lightning bolt of inspiration to strike you. It's a disciplined system. It can be understood, it can be managed, and it can be executed. It's a muscle that any organization can build. And that really brings us to our final question, a question for you to think about. Now that you see innovation as a system with these different parts, trends, needs, models, and capabilities, which part are you, which part is your organization going to focus on first? Because just thinking about that, that's the first step, from just talking about innovation to actually making it happen.